Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome tonight. Asim, thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. Each time we talk about how this administration is going and presently how things are, and asking Magas how far have they come and how far are they doing, how great is their life and all that. Finding out that they made terrible decisions that they don't even know how to start tackling it. They don't know if they are supposed to go back or forward. I thought they said that both parties are the same, like both of them are the same. It's only a blind man that will say that. Even a blind man that hears will tell you the difference, because he can see that he will be able to hear that this one got something good to do and the other one got nothing to offer you, and which he also did not lie that he got nothing to offer. You were the one that expecting so much. You said you wanted change, but unfortunately, you all did not ask the kind of change you were looking for. At this point in time, you all can see everybody's about to run crazy because life is becoming a whole Medicaid, like the big sister was talking about. How come the people you all send money to every time? Some of them have universal physical health care, some of them have free education and all that, but United States calls Medicaid. Why? Because they do not even want people that look like me to benefit from some certain things. But you see, this life, it is about to get tougher, because not just only black people that are seeing it, they are also feeling it. You know what? Come on.
Hey Meg, as in MAGA. Did y'all know that your tax dollars in the amount of $4 billion a year is going to Israel? No strings attached. Did you know? Did you know that? Did you know that $4 billion a year tax dollars that are going over to Israel comes out to about $11 million a day? We have money to give them $11 million a day, but we don't have money to keep our elderly on Medicare and Medicaid. We have $11 million a day to give to Israel, no strings attached, but we don't have money to support our veterans' mental health issues. Do y'all think that makes sense? But when Doge was doing their cut the fat off the budget, they didn't touch that. They didn't touch it. They didn't touch it. They didn't mention it. That's $11 million a day. A day in 24 hours of taxpayers' money going over to Israel. Who, by the way, in Israel, you get free college. In Israel, you can go to college for free. Also, in Israel, they have free social medical care, which also includes free on-demand abortions. But y'all don't support abortion, right? Y'all don't support free college, but you paying to a country that do. You giving $4 billion with a B dollars a year to Israel. You know, the one that's committing the genocide against Gaza? Yeah, your tax dollars are going over to them in an amount of $11 million a day. That's what's going over there. But Trump don't see no problem with that. Elon didn't see a problem with that when Doge was going through there cutting your Social Security, when they was cutting your SNAP benefits, when they was cutting your Medicaid, your Medicare, when they was cutting veteran benefits, when they was cutting out all these federal jobs. We ain't got money for that. But we got $11 million a day to give to Israel. No strings attached. And now, who is Trump looking out for? MAGA, I'm asking you specifically. Who is Trump looking out for? Because you can't afford groceries. You've been laid off. Farms are closing down. Farmers are filing bankruptcy. Medicare is cut. You're not getting your Medicare benefits. Your prescription drugs are going right back up to unaffordable. Your veterans benefits are being cut. They don't want you getting medical. They don't want you getting vets. They don't want the veterans getting their retirement and disability. It's too much. You can't get retirement and disability. But they can give Israel $4 million a day. And what are they doing for the United States? What is Israel doing for the United States? I just need to know what are they doing? Because our veterans were giving up their lives. Our veterans were risking their lives. They were risking limbs. They were risking their mental stability. But we can't pay them their retirement and disability. We can't pay them that, but we can give Israel $11 million a day. Who is he for? How is it helping you? While he's out here lying, saying gas is down to $1.98 a gallon all over. Not in my state. While he's lying, saying groceries are down. That ain't what I'm hearing. So he lies to you, feeds you a bunch of bullshit, fire people that tell you the truth, and put somebody in their position that's going to feed you even more bullshit. But he cares about you. He cares about you so much, he don't even want the truth coming out about the jobs reports. And the person he replaced, the person he put in the position after he fires the other person, yeah, they said they won't be doing monthly job reports anymore. Yeah, they don't want to report that jobs are crashing every month. The job numbers are going down while unemployment is going up. But he's continuing to spoon feed y'all this shit that the economy is great, that, prices are down everywhere, yada, yada, yada. Just blowing smoke up your asses. And y'all sitting up there grinning and just sitting up there grinning and taking it. We don't have money for our own, but we got money to give $11 million a day to Israel. We can't afford our school systems. The Department of Education is being slashed and diced, but we can send them $11 million a day. And this is what you voted for. This is what you put your name on the line for. Okay. I just wanted to bring that out. I just wanted to point that out. That y'all running around here paying your tax dollars, working, breaking your damn back. Some of us. Make that clarification. You running around here working your ass off, trying to scrounge around to take care of your family, scrounge up enough money to take care of your necessities and your bills and everything. And they're telling you that they don't have enough money to continue Medicaid or Medicare or SNAP benefits or Social Security. And even the Pe0ples at these town hall meetings who are getting free medical care. They're getting free medical care. They're getting free insurance, everything with their benefits. It's all free. We pay for that. They have the audacity to get up here and tell you, or should I say the caucasity, to get up in front of a group of people and tell them, you do not get free health care. Oh, we know that. You didn't have to make that announcement. But you get it. And the people that you're telling that to voted you in so your ass could get it. So you see how much appreciation he has even for y'all voting him in to get him the best benefit packet there is in this country. But he turns it around and spits it in your face like it's the worst thing, like y'all are just asking for too much. You do not get benefits. Really? You don't get it. But he does. And this is what the party of the pedos, the safe haven for pedophiles, this is what y'all deemed would be the best thing that could happen to the United States, is putting that man in the office. And in 6 months, you've lost your Medicaid, your Medicare, veterans benefits, you've lost SNAP benefits, you've lost farmers aid, you've lost, I can go on. And you're going to lose more. Because now they're going to lower the image to where these men can come out here and rape your daughters and rape your children, your sons. And even if they stank ass old and your child is 14, they're not going to be charged with a felony. They're going to downgrade that down to a misdemeanor. Because you know what? The bottom line is there are so many pedos in the Republican Party that they're doing this so they can protect their fellow pedos. When you look at those listings of people that are being arrested for child rape, child assault, child molestation, look at them. Look at them. And they always say, Republican representative such and such, or, the fire chief of such and such, or the youth minister of such and such, are all caught up in raping and molesting and torturing children. So they're lowering that age so they can protect their pedophiles. I told you, you're a safe haven for pedophiles. And this dropping the age limit right now, for charging them as an adult. But that's also going to free up the 14-year-olds who've been assaulted by men and women. Now those children that age is going to be considered adults. So guess what? Everybody that was running around here attacking and raping and molesting children, they're going to get out free now. Because guess what? 14 is considered an adult.
Donald Trump has no plan for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people. I am offering what I describe as an opportunity economy, and the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America. What Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse. Mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a recession. You just have to look at where we are and where we stand on the issues. And I'd invite you to know that Donald Trump actually has no plan for you because he is more interested in defending himself than he is in looking out for you.
Do both sides have similarities? Yes. Are both sides the same? No. How did I come to that conclusion? Because I look at the voting record. I looked at the voting record, how they voted. There was a bill to ban gerrymandering nationwide. Democrats voted in favor of this bill. 0 Republicans voted for this bill. That's not my opinion. I'm not opining right now. These are facts. Look it up for yourself. The same thing with releasing these files that I was under the impression was a bipartisan effort and push to do for the sake of transparency. Democrats voted in favor of releasing these files. Republicans voted to not release these files. And then the Speaker of the House sent people home so that they did not have to vote again on these files. The Speaker of the House is Republican. It's not my opinion. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you find yourself on. Look at the voting record and you will see. These things are directly on party lines. Look at how they vote. Look at what they vote for. Cuts to your Medicaid, to your SNAP. Democrats voted not to cut it. Republicans voted to cut it. So this rhetoric of both sides being the exact same is a fallacy. It's not true. They have similarities, a lot of which comes from the fact that they have billionaires within their party and billionaire-funded campaigns and large corporations and a lot of deep state money, but they're not the same. They're similar in that regard, but they are not the same. Look at how they vote. It's that simple. Look at how they vote. Not my opinion. These are facts. Look it up for yourself. But that rhetoric of both sides being the same is so tired and so played out.
Saying that Kamala Harris and Donald Trump were one and the same. Just understand that the reason you said that is because your standards for white men are incredibly low and your standards for black women are incredibly high. The root of that is racism. You were so blinded by your prejudice that you could not see the difference between two people who were polar opposites. That's what prejudice does. That's what bigotry does. That's what racism and misogyny does. They corrupt the vision. If every American had to take a test that measured their level of bigotry, racism and prejudice, sexism, all of that, in order to determine their eligibility to vote, a lot of people in the American electorate would not be able to vote. And this last election, and many other elections, would have gone differently. So, yeah, I don't know how you can say that a man who said that he wanted Liz Cheney to be shot in the face 9 times, a woman, Megyn Kelly, was bleeding out of her wherever, alluding to her monthly period, a man who went into Miss Teen USA locker room while those girls were changing their clothes and then later bragged about grabbing women by their private areas. Again, those were not women. He was talking about what he did in the locker room of the Miss Teen USA pageant. So those were teenage girls. I don't know how that man and Kamala Harris were the same. Not to mention, he is sexually infatuated with his own daughter. That can also be proven because it came out of his own mouth. Every single thing I just said can be proven. When it comes to Kamala Harris, she slept her way to the top. You can never prove that. You can never prove that she slept her way to the top. That is literally impossible to prove. But every single thing that Donald Trump confessed himself, and also all of the public record, you can look up lawsuits from back in the 80s that exposes this man's unlawful, egregious, outrageous behavior and character. There is record, there is proof for that. But the American electorate would rather a white man, as egregious as he is, and there was evidence to prove it, you would prefer that over a black woman who exuded the polar opposite characteristics of this man. Anyone who is saying that they were the same, you are exposing the lens through which you see the world, and it is a dirty, dirty lens. It needs to be disinfected. Your standards for that black woman were incredibly high, and for him, it was 600 feet beneath hell. Millions of people are going to lose their health care. And some of those millions of people voted according to that lens. There is muck. And by muck, I mean prejudice, bigotry, racism, all the nasty isms in the American electorate. And that is why our country is the way it is. And it's not even just this election alone. 2016. The mere fact that this man can get elected not once but twice is a humongous reflection on the American people. It just is. Too many Americans are prejudiced. And that is a problem.
Okay, so first things first. Happy Thursday. I have a lot of thoughts that I want to get out, so if this video is kind of convoluted and all over the place, I'm sorry. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of videos of people saying like, what y'all are going to do when you have to go get mom out of the nursing home because the facilities ain't taking Medicaid no more. And I was like, what the hell? Because facilities have already been declining our patients and not wanting to take them. So I did my own research, and it sounds like starting in 2026, there's going to be some changes to Medicaid, and Medicaid will no longer be covering long-term care if you are no longer eligible. Like if you came into some money, like say your husband died and you got the rest of his money, or like, I don't know, you came into some money, you inherited some stuff, and you're no longer qualified for Medicaid, long-term care Medicaid, or if you no longer meet skilled level of care. That right there is going to be a tricky one, because we have a lot of patients who we send to facilities skilled to long term, meaning that they're going for their Medicare days, and then once their Medicare days are up, they go to skilled. But should they become fully rehabilitated during those Medicare days, they really don't meet criteria for skilled, but they've already accepted them skilled to long term. So those people are going to lose their Medicaid. Possibly. And I'm thinking about the inheritance thing, right? It doesn't even have to be a huge inheritance, because when your spouse dies, the living spouse assumes that income, right? Those survivor benefits, right? So I'm thinking about that. And I know that when it comes to long-term care, you're allowed to have like one house and one car, right? And there's also the spousal empowerment law, which means that should you go into a facility, your spouse is not going to be dead broke, because they will get to keep majority of their income. And I think in California, like the spousal allowance is like $3,000 and something, right? So if you were only getting like $2,000 or something, less than $2,000, and that had you at the income limit for your long-term Medicare, and your spouse died, and you are now assuming their income, that's going to put you over the income limit, right? So I guess there's so many questions and so many things going through my mind, because this is about to be a hot mess. Like, we literally already have facilities declining Medicaid patients. And if this is really going to play out like this, it's about to be crazy. And also, just to throw in my child free little incentive at the end, because everybody always says to me, oh, if you don't have kids, who's going to take care of you when you get old? Y'all think y'all having kids is going to take care of you? Just because you have kids, they'll take care of you when you get old? Majority of the people in skilled nursing have children. Now, what else? What else? What else do you have to say? That's just not a valid reason for you to be running around here having kids, to have somebody take care of you when you get old. You hope they do. But if not, you might be at one of these facilities with your little Medicaid, if it's still covering it. So it's just like so many thoughts, so many things going on. Weigh in, please weigh in. What do y'all think about if Medicaid is going to stop paying for long-term care? And like, what do y'all feel it's going to do to hospitals and to us as social workers? Like, how will we be affected?
Liberals, I have a question.
Mega, I have an answer.
If it was some other president, not Kamala, not Trump, someone we don't even know, someone that might not exist.
Well, considering the first person you said doesn't exist, it's not Kamala, it's Kamala. Like comma, like the punctuation that MAGA doesn't understand how to use. But do go on. I know that this is going to be quite the hot take. Let's see what you got.
Let's pretend someone was in office that is doing the same shit that Trump is doing, exactly the same way. Would you give 2 single fucks? Would you give 2 single fucks?
Oh, we would give 1 fuck, we would give 2 fucks, we would give more than 2 fucks. Because, let me explain here. We are not a cult. We do not follow a single leader. And if there was a Democrat that was taking away the Department of Education, women's rights, trying to take away Medicaid, Medicare, possibly Social Security, blatantly racially profiling people of color and or if they speak a language that wasn't English, yeah, we would still give plenty of fucks. Because TDS or whatever the next thing is, but this is your PSA. We do not follow one singular leader. We don't care about one person. We care about everyone in the country and not owning the libs like you guys do.
So I heard they putting the elderly people out of the nursing homes. I really need all of my healthcare girlies and guys that know what's going on to give me the tea. Is this really true? Because I haven't heard any of my nurse friends say anything about this. And I used to work in the nursing homes for many, many years. I'm hearing they're giving the old people like 30-day notices, pretty much telling them like, you need to pay out of pocket or you got to get up out of here.
This is all I got from this video. And for anybody that told you that Kamala Harris and the other person are the same, doesn't know anything. You are unintelligent. You don't know politics, right? Now let me, why I keep saying some certain things is because I follow this particular election, right? From beginning to the end. It's not like somebody told me. Literally everything that happened was the things I reported. So I saw it back to back, back to back. Nobody is telling me this is what I know for sure. Except you are a liar. It's only a liar that will look at both parties and say that Mr. Orange is better. I am not saying this because I am an African or a black woman or because Harris is a woman. It is because I have been able to see people's campaign during election. I've been also able to see people's manifestos before election, right? And I saw Kamala Harris' manifesto and I saw this man's manifesto and I saw Project 2025. Right? And all I can tell you is that he doesn't have any plans for you. And he actually made it open. It's not like there is anything happening now that is new to the things that were said before now, right? Everything going on presently was what he said he was going to do. And seriously, he has executed them, and more to happen. And I am going to ask Maga how far, because so far you can see that it is affecting everybody. At some point they thought it was going to be black people that it will affect, because right from time things has always been affecting black people, but not anymore. This is for everybody is feeling the hit. And sometimes I see some of what the white people asking, why are black people not reacting to everything going on? Because they knew it was going to happen. They told you it was going to happen, and you all refused to listen. You all refused to acknowledge the fact that it was going to happen. And now that it has happened, how far? I don't know if this does make sense, but yeah. Let's continue. Project 2025 was a thing that even in the Project 25, you could see that Medicaid was one of the first things that he said that he is going to cut off. Labor, 401k was also what he said he was going to cut. All these things were the things there that he said he was going to cut off. And also he said he was going to raise the retirement age. All these things have all happened. Deportation was one of the first. They've all happened, and more are yet to still ensue. So I am going to ask MAGAs how far, because when we talk about all these things, it is the poor MAGAs that it is affecting badly, because the rich ones probably can, fly anywhere for medicals or can afford literally everything. Now, I also have learned that even, what is it called again? Is it abortion pill, or what is this called? Those that have finished giving birth, when you finish giving birth, there is this pill they take in order not to have another child. I don't know, something like that, right? Also, you probably cannot afford it anymore. And those that have one sickness that they are some people are on drugs. There is one that I saw, her drug was for $40, and then it got increased to how much? $400 and something. So from $40 to $400 and something. So how much increase? And how much is your job? How much are you being paid at work? How much are your bills? When I say bills from right down, do you have that $400 left to buy the drugs? So a lot of people are going to be homeless still. And somebody wants to open mouth and tell me that we wouldn't have voted for her if they had given us someone else, someone different. That is how crazy you all are. I can't deal, really. But yeah, this is the phase everybody is facing now. You see that Medicaid? It is going to worry a lot of people. And I hope he turned back to say that I never knew that I made this decision. Why? Because the same way he turned around now and he's looking for a way to bring people he deported, like somebody woke up and said that he is going to deport the people that make life easier for them. And now he is saying, I have to look for a way to bring them back. Bye for now.